When we go out to eat, we never agree on where to go.
I want burgers.
Pizza.
Tacos it is.
The one thing we do agree on is we all want unlimited high-speed data. That's why we switched to Metro PCS.
Stop by Metro PCS with the whole family and get 4 lines with unlimited LTE data for just $100, period. Metro PCS. Wireless. Figure it out.
Coverage not available in some areas. Offers require porting of number not currently active on T-Mobile network. During congestion, the fraction of customers using more than 35 gigs per month may notice reduced speeds. Video streams at up to 40p. No tethering. See store for details and terms and conditions.
Are you ready to unapologetically unleash your bold and define your life, money, and business? Define You Radio class is in session with host. Are you ready to unapologetically?
I guess it was so good it had to start over. I'm not mad. Hey guys, and welcome to Define You Radio. I am your host, the Southern Belle of Bold, Valencia Griffin-Wallace. Thank you so much for tuning in to Define You Radio, where class is truly in session. I swear I'm learning every day, and I am so excited about tonight's show. You know, Define You Radio is where you get the tips, strategies, and life lessons to help you unleash and define your life. If no other year, 2017 is your year to do those things. Now, tonight, we're welcoming back somebody I like to call a Define You family member. She's been on before. She is an awesome person. I don't know if you guys follow her on social media, but she's pretty awesome. It's Miss Contessa Louise Cooper. Yay! Guys, I am working on getting like a hand clap soundtrack. We're going to work on that for next show. So if you've dialed in tonight and would like to get on the line with us, make sure you press 1 on your keypad. We would love to hear from you. Make sure you also follow and connect with the show on Blog Talk Radio and Define You Radio's Facebook page for updates, show notes, and guest information. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and bring our fabulous guest on so she could not only get into the meat of tonight's class, but also tell you a little bit about herself. So Contessa, welcome to Define You Radio again.
Hello, hello, hello. I just love you. I just love you so much. I just love being on the show. And let me tell you something. I got so much warm and fuzzies just hearing the introduction. I was like, oh, thank you. I love being a part of a family.
Yay! Look, especially when the intro music, which always gets me hyped, when it started to play again, I was like, you know what? let me dance a little more. If you guys tuned in late and missed the intro replaying itself, you know, I can't be mad because the intro is kind of the music is, you know, it's pretty hype music. It's getting people ready to unleash, and who better than to unleash with than you? I'm just saying.
I was just thinking that it did it again since I'm a repeat guest. It just had to repeat itself again, and I was over here like, yeah, let's do this. So, you know, I didn't mind at all.
Yay. I know. I didn't even think about it like that. That's awesome. So for the guests that's just catching you, the audience members that's just catching you, why don't you tell the audience a little bit about Miss Contessa?
Wow, where can I start? I am a jack of all trades. I really am. But tonight, I'm going to come to you as a writer, as an author, and as a businesswoman to talk about being an entrepreneur. And even though I didn't make up that word, I'm going to call it my word. And an entrepreneur is just the one who decided to tell their story, to write their book, and to create a business from their book. You know, and that's what I love doing, letting you know that you can share your story, you can tell your version of your story, no matter what it is, and then create an entire business based on that story. And not only can you do that, but you can make money and take care of your family too. So I'm just excited, and I'm so thankful to be on the show today to tell you guys how you can do it, why you want to do it, and answer any questions you may have about it. And I know Valencia has some questions, so whenever you're ready, girl, you just let me know.
And you guys know one of my favorite phrases is I have questions, and we all know I have a problem with the word entrepreneurial, anything that ends with that, so I'm not going to jack it up. But I will say the first time I ever heard the term entrepreneur, okay, I know I'm jacking it up. Y'all just deal with it a little bit. I'm sorry. Was when you used it, and I was like, ooh, I love that word, but oh goodness, another word I have to learn to pronounce, because like I said, me and that word, we struggle. And so number one, thank you so much and welcome to the show, and thank you for that beautiful introduction.
You're welcome, my dear. You're welcome.
Contessa, one of the things I hear from people so much, I want to write and I want to do. So when we're talking about writing, when we bring it back to the base of writing, if I come to you and say, Contessa, I want to write a book, what is the first thing you would tell me?
Have you ever written anything before? That's the first thing I'm going to ask you. Because a lot of people say they want to write a book, but they don't understand what it takes to write a book. And it's going to take a little bit of discipline. It's going to take you keeping a schedule. It's going to take you writing even when you don't feel like writing in order to get your book done. Sometimes it's going to take you digging up some mess in your past that's going to hurt. And you're going to have to find a way to write through those hurts and that pain. And so it takes more than just saying, I want to write. Let me tell you something. If you've never finished a project ever before in your life, you probably don't want to write a book.
Wow.
It does, because it takes work.
That is crazy. I mean, I say it's crazy because I would not have expected that to be the first thing you would say was, have you wrote a book? And I'm pretty sure the number one answer you get is, no, well, but.
And it's not to discourage people from writing a book. It's to let them understand that 85% of the people who say they want to write a book never do. And it's unfortunate. It's sad because they give up, or they get distracted, or they get bored, or something happens in their life to kill that dream of theirs of writing a book. You have to really want it in order to write a book, or have a really great business coach, that's a writing coach that's going to be on you every single day to get it done. Because it does. It takes work. When you schedule time to write, everything is going to come to try to take that time away from you. The phone's going to call. The kids are going to be bad. Your boss is going to call you in. Your husband's going to pick a fight with you. Something is going to happen to take that time away from you. And you have to protect that time like you value every breath that you take.
As you were talking, the first thing that came to my mind is that sounds like having a baby, which is something I know. You're all excited, yay! Some people all excited, yay, yep. I'm pregnant, and then you realize, okay, it's some work to this thing. It's not like you have to learn some stuff and get prepared and go through all the emotions of having a baby. That's the first thing that came to my mind. That truly,
and it's just that, because you're giving birth to a dream. You're giving birth to an idea. You're giving birth to something who can help thousands of other people. And because of the power of the written word, everything is going to come against that. I promise you. I've seen it happen time and time again. It has happened to me where it's like, okay, I'm going to sit down and write, and everything stops me from writing because they know the power of my words. Lives are going to be changed.
I love that. Power of my word. So
yes.
I hear, and I'm sure the audience can hear, the passion in your voice. And guys, if you do have a question or comment, feel free to press 1. Are you thinking about writing a story? Do you have questions? Ask Contessa. It's Ask Contessa Hour. I understand it's Define You Radio, but it's Ask Contessa Hour. So, Contessa, how did you discover that you were ready to have this baby called a book? How did you discover your love of writing?
Look, I wasn't ready.
You got pregnant on accident?
I was pregnant on accident. And I'm going to say the short version of my story. So the short version of my story is I always wanted to write a book, never had the time. People were discouraging me. I was like, whatever. And then I was in a group with a bunch of other writers. The owner of the group was going to do a webinar. She needed someone's book to use as an example. She asked who wanted to. I volunteered, yes, because I always volunteer to do everything. Picked me from everybody. She liked my book idea and everything. She said, Contessa, I want to use your book. Contessa didn't have a book. Contessa didn't write a word. Contessa didn't have anything. Contessa wrote her book in 3 days so that she could have a book ready for the owner of the group to use in a webinar. And that's how I wrote my first book. I was not ready. I sacrificed for 3 days to get my book written. I told you it's going to take sacrifice. If you want to change your life, anytime that you set to change your life, it's going to take sacrifice and work. That's why people's lives don't change. It's not because the opportunities aren't there. They're just not ready to do the work that it's going to take in order to get their lives to change. Writing a book can change your life.
Hashtag amen. Do you feel like, because I know earlier you mentioned, the emotional process of writing a book, like especially if you're writing about your life, and I can definitely relate to that. Because mentally I have to go there, and like something I was mad about, I'm writing about, I'm getting mad all over again, ready to make some phone calls and say, hold on, I'm remembering some stuff you did when I was 18. I have questions now at 40. But do you feel like women have a problem telling their story?
I do. And I think the reason why women have a difficult time telling their story is because they don't want to deal in telling their story. Because people, especially in African-American families, we were told from we were very young, what happens in this house stays in this house. So don't go out there telling anybody our business. And that has stayed with us as we have grown up and have dealt with some really difficult issues in our lives. And so when someone like me comes around and says, yes, tell your story, you're like, yes, I'm going to tell it. And then all of it comes back to you and you're like, well, what are they going to say? How are they going to feel? And I go back to what I always say, you have the right to tell your version of your story. This is your truth about what happened to you and how you came out of it. And so don't be worried about what everybody else is going to say and what everybody else is going to think. Because you know what? As they were causing harm to you, they weren't worried about what you thought.
And probably had no idea you would write about it later. That might have changed their behavior. I'm just saying.
Exactly. They never thought that you were going to tell. And so go ahead and tell, not just for your own healing, but go ahead and tell, because there's somebody out there right now that needs for you to say that there's a way out, that you can overcome this. They're waiting on you to tell them that. So go tell your story.
And one of the things that I'm having an issue with, because like I said, guys, if you've seen my post on Facebook, I have questions. So, and if you have questions, press 1. But I can tell you just from personal experience, because I've written some things. And when it comes to telling the story of Valencia, I'll go through one day of, oh yeah, this the raw, real deal. Then I go through another day of, I don't want to deal with this right now. And then it's another day of just no. You know, like I go through a whole emotional thing. I'll get frustrated and put it back. But I love that you said tell your version of it.
Yes.
And this is how I saw.
You don't have to tell everything all at once. You can write it all out just for your own mental well-being, and then go back and cross out everything that you're not ready to tell yet. Because as you heal more and more and more, your story will grow and develop more. You don't have to say it all now. It's fine. Every time I tell my story, it gets a little better and a little better, and I tell a little more. But it's difficult to talk about those things that you haven't healed from yet. So it's okay.
I love that. I love that you said that, because it's funny, I'll read, like 7 years ago, give or take, I actually completed my life story, right? I wrote it out from up until that point. And I was like, okay, I'm going to publish it once I start growing into Valencia within these last couple of years. I was like, okay, well, it's there, it's done. And I went back, started reading. I was like, I was going for the throat. I mean, no holds barred feelings. The family was going to break up. People who love me was going to be like, what in the world? I mean, but emotionally, I was in a different place. I mean, literally, that was the cutthroat version of the story of Valencia, but I'm in a different place now. Thank God. Because I had to scrap. It was like 300 something pages. I had to scrap it because I'm like, my grandmother, is probably never going to talk to me again. I mean, because I was talking about, hey, family, if you listen, but I was going in, no holds barred. Remember when you did this and hit me with this umbrella? I didn't clean it up. I was like, whew, Lord, thank you. I wasn't ready.
I'll tell this story that, when I wrote one of my books, that I actually put it in like a shadow box that was sealed and handed it to my parents. Like, okay, here's my book. And I knew if it was sealed, they wouldn't read it. So that's the version that I wanted them to have. Even though I told the truth, it to them, some of the things I said would be hurtful because we're not there anymore. We have grown. We've forgiven each other. We've done all this stuff. And so I don't want them to go back and read it and be angry, but I still need to say these things because someone else is dealing with that same issue that I had to deal with.
I know
so I
a lot.
Them that, hey, I'm sorry, but this has to be said. And so hopefully you'll forgive me for saying this again, but this is what happened, and I had to say it.
So do you ask for forgiveness, then publish, or do you publish and then ask for forgiveness?
People I ain't say nothing to. When you read this, I hope it hurts. No, I'm just playing. But, people that are close to me and that we have a really good relationship with, I told them what was in the book. Now, I wasn't going to change it.
Right.
And I told them that, but I didn't want you to hear it from somebody else. I wanted you to hear it from me because that's the kind of relationship that we have. Now, if we ain't talking in, in the last 20 years, you're just going to have to find out because chances are you're not going to read it anyway. Right.
And I know quite a few authors who have had, those, like you said, consequences of telling their story and haven't, disconnected from certain family members. But it is what it is. Like you said, it could help somebody else. I've passed that point, but somebody needs to know that. Somebody needs to know this part, even though you did whatever, or I did whatever, somebody needs to know that. And then on the other hand, my thoughts are, do I need to change the names to protect the guilty?
It depends. It really depends. Now, what I will say, if you think that saying something is going to cause you to have harm, for you to be attacked, or for there to be some sort of financial repercussion, there are other ways to tell your story. You can write your story as if it was a work of fiction. You can change all the names in them, including yours, and still tell the same story. So there are things that you can do. Yes. So don't ever put yourself in harm's way to tell your story. Connect with a great writing coach, and they will help you through this part of the writing process. That's what we're here for. That's what we do.
Thank you so much for saying that, because I know that right there, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people battle with that, especially if you're using direct names and direct situations to where people outside know exactly who you're talking about. So I love kind of like what OJ wrote. If I had did it, I would have did it this way.
Right.
I think that's the book he wrote. So I love it.
In a different place. You can set it in a different country. You can set it in a different time period. There are so many different ways that you can do it, but the meat of the story, the truth of the story is still the same. It just happened to somebody else, but not you.
Right. And then, and at that point, guys, as you're thinking about writing your story, if you do it the way that Contessa is saying, the only thing people will know is if that, the only way people will know is if the guilty party comes and say, hey, that's about me. So,
and you'll be like, yes, it is.
Right. Right. Hashtag confirmation. I didn't know you were that smart to figure it out, but hashtag confirmation. So when we talk about, I love when you are on the show. It's just, I know everybody feels like, I say classes in session, but it's really should be Define You sitting in your living room with Contessa tonight. Right. Now, if somebody wanted to write something, outside of their life story, when you look at the women that you coach, and let's say I really want to write a certain type of story, what do you think? And I'm going to just be real specific. We're adults, okay? So let's say like with Zane. Okay. With Zane. And I know, I believe that's her name. And she wrote, erotic stories, adult content, whatever terminology you want to use. Do you think women shy away from that? Because, oh my goodness, I don't want them to think that I'm this person. I just like to imagine this stuff or something,
Let me tell you something. So I have a group of writers, and I'm teaching a group of writers right now how to write adult-type stories. And almost all of them are going to pick a pen name in order to write their story so that their personal life and their play life don't collide. Because there is some sort of judgment out there about the type of people who write these stories, even though they're probably the same people who are reading them in the dark. But I'm not going to go there right now. And so, sometimes you want people to know that you're writing these type of stories, and that's fine. That's why we have pen names. In order to protect your true identity, but you can still explore other types of writing, and it's okay. If you want to write that, go ahead and write it. If you want to write sci-fi, go ahead and write sci-fi. There is no rule that says you have to write the same type of book every single time. Just write. And I tell people, just write, don't edit. Don't go back and reread what you've been writing, because you're going to keep going backwards and not moving forward. Just get the story out. That's what editors are for. Your job is just to write the story. We make it pretty. Just write it.
Thank you for making it pretty, and thank you.
Yeah,
well, now I have to think of my pen name.
Look, I'll help you do it. We'll talk about that offline.
We'll talk after the show. Because if you think about like people's brains and the way our minds work, you want to write your life story, but there's other parts of your life you may want to write about, and you don't want to get it confused. Like, it's funny you said sci-fi. People don't realize don't let the pictures on social media or whatever you guys see fool you. I am very much a sci-fi quote unquote nerd. I'm so serious. But is that, so don't, if y'all, I will use a pen name. You won't know it's me, but just know it'll be mine. Because my right. Because my thing, and I'm sure other business women think about this, I don't want it to get me writing sci-fi to kind of confuse my brand or my current business.
Exactly. And that's what I hear all the time. Well, I want to write about this, but my brand is about, helping out single moms with their kids. And if I write about this, well, then they won't respect me as that. It's like, well, just write it underneath a different name. There's an entire different marketing plan for writing under a pen name than it is from writing under your real name. And it's quite possible. I mean, even Stephen King himself had several different pen names because he wanted to write something different.
I've learned something new.
Try it out. Yes, he had several different pen names.
Because I love Stephen King.
It happens all the time. So don't even worry about it. Write what you want. Come up with a really great name. Come up with a marketing plan and get your coins.
Get your ducats. Because it's okay. So that's one of my favorite words. So if a book comes out, #ducats, whatever the pen name, you know it's me talking about money under a pen name.
Exactly. I'll be like, I know who wrote this book.
Right. I know who wrote this book. So I as a confident woman like you are, and a confident woman like me, I have that attitude. I could do anything. I could write about anything. I could do whatever it is. Do you think when it comes to writing that confidence is a factor in that?
It is. It is very much so, because these voices in your head will destroy your writing. Because as soon as you sit down, and I've seen it happen, and it's happened to me, I'll sit down, it's like, I'm going to write 1,500 words today, and I'm so confident. It's going to be like, you're tired. You don't feel like writing. What about them bills? You don't feel well today. Don't you have that to do? Think about this. Think about that. And you know what? You're really not a good writer anyway. You suck.
Wow.
The two words together. Look at all these misspellings. What are you even talking about? Who's even going to read this? All this stuff will just come flooding, and you have to be ready to tell it to go away. And I joke around. It's like I tell my these voices, these bad voices in my head, I call them Tyrone. I do. They have a name. It's called Tyrone. You better call Tyrone. That Tyrone. Mm-hmm. And I away, and they do. You have to tell those negative voices in your head to leave, and they will. And you have to replace them with positive, good thoughts about who you are. So if you have to, at your writing desk, put those positive affirmations up there. So as you are sitting down and preparing to write, you look at those and you believe those words, and then you start writing.
Thank you.
Because
y'all hear that? Call Tyrone.
It happens to me every time. It's like, girl, what do you think you're doing? and you start comparing yourself to other people. And it's like, wait. What am I doing? I've written so many things. I've written things for other people. And now all of a sudden I want to discount myself? Shut up, Tyrone. Go away. And then I'm fine.
I love that, though, because even, and that's one of the things I love about you and I love about the show is because even if someone's desire, because we're going to talk about that next, the preneur, the business side of writing. The business side of writing. But even if someone, they don't have a desire to be a published author or, writing is very healthy. It's very healing. So even if, I don't want to be Stephen King or Zane or, whoever famous writer, I just want to write because I know it'll help me. What advice would you give? What would you like to add on to that, I guess would be my statement.
So if your question is, what if you don't want to publish but you just want to write?
Right.
Then write. Then you can journal if you want. You can decide to write articles for different publications. You can decide to start your own blog. There are so many opportunities to write if you just want to help people and not be published. But you can publish and not be famous and still help people. Amazon short reads are books that are less than 100 pages. Anywhere from maybe 20 pages all the way up to 99 pages. You can write and publish it on Amazon and help people. You don't have to be famous.
Thank you for that.
There are ways to help people if you just want to write. And starting a blog is free.
I'm glad you hit on that. And personally, I think writing is healing. It actually helps you find you and discover you and heal some stuff, So I think writing, even if it's your own affirmations, is always a great idea.
Yes, absolutely. I totally agree. Just some people they write better during the day when their minds are. Some people like to write at night right before they go to bed to kind of unwind and get rid of stuff during the day. Figure out when you write the best and just write. There are so many writing prompts. If you're like, I don't even know where to start, Google writing prompts and just start writing. Or you can start off with, today I felt, today I thought, and just start writing.
I'm glad that you mentioned about the time. When you said if you write better in the morning, better in the evening. So let's say, how do you figure out your best time? And how do I need to set aside time every day?
Yes.
Should I schedule? Should I wait till right after I had that coffee and my brain is on 10? And what's the best way to really get the writing done?
Figure out what works best. To me, I like to wake up early. I wake up early. I get my cup of coffee while the house is still quiet. I haven't checked Facebook yet, and I sit down and write. Other people, they like to write late at night. You know whether or not you're a day person or a night person. You already know this. So if you are one of the ones that are an early bird, set your alarm 30 minutes earlier. Get your coffee and get to work. If you write late at night, stay up that extra 30 minutes. You don't have to write for hours at a time. Honestly, 20 to 30 minutes a day will get your book finished in less than 30 days.
Really? Every day? If you write every day?
Every day. Your first book is not going to be 250 pages. Stop that. Your first book might be 90 pages long. Go ahead and write that 90-page book. It doesn't matter the length. What matters is, did you give your readers exactly what you said you were going to give them? If the answer is yes, you can have a very powerful 25-page book. So just write it. Don't be concerned about the page count. Don't be concerned about your word count. Don't be concerned about the title or the cover. All that comes later. None of that matters if you don't write the book.
You just read me my rights backwards, forwards, and sideways.
I did. People be like, "What do you think of this cover?" I'm like, "The cover for what? My book. Have you written anything yet? You don't have a book. You have an idea." Not that. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings.
No, right. Well, the look on my face, I tell people this is why, I have to keep things where it's audio, because the look on my face is like that kid, when you tell a kid that thought they were doing something right and you tell them, no, pretty much you need to go rewash them dishes or something like that. I feel I'm that kid right now. I am that kid right now. Because I'll get caught up.
I'm a stop.
No, but that's the purpose. That's the purpose of the show. That's why it's classes in session, and I love that I'm learning, because I will get caught up on the title of the book and what the book's gonna look like before I wrote by Valencia Griffin-Wallace. So,
look, that title of the book is gonna change 100 times. It really will. That cover is probably gonna change 50 times. Because you're going to pick out something, I'm going to look at you like, absolutely not. We're not using that. I don't even know where you got that from, but no. Here are some really good suggestions. Because if you are not into the writing world or the publishing world, you don't know what a good cover looks like. You have no clue. You don't know what a good title sounds like. But we do. And we'll help you. And so...
I'm on a therapist couch right now, but it looks pretty.
I know. Don't nobody care about pretty. But is to attract your readers. Your readers. Not everybody else's readers. Your readers. These are the things that I talk about. I talk about who are the readers. Who are the people you want to reach? I'm going to ask you, what is the main point of all of this? We're going to talk about marketing. We're going to talk about emotions. We're going to talk about SEO. We're going to talk about all these things when it comes to publishing your book. It takes more than just hitting the publish button. This is a business. You
Which
are now,
brings
when
us
you write a book, you are starting a business.
Say it one more time, Contessa.
Business person. People want to treat books like they're their children. Oh, I love it. It's so cute. Stop that. These are your employees. Their job is to go out and bring back money and profit and income and revenue. And so if you're writing something that's not going to sell, don't write it.
Wow. Which brings us to the business part. I'm thoroughly, guys, I'm taking notes. I'm trying to, make sure the questions get in. But I'm seriously taking notes, because I'm seriously that kid in the corner right now that has been told. And if you guys are feeling that way, or you have a question, this is the time to ask it. Press 1 on your phone. I'd love to hear your question, comment. What do you write? Do you journal? Are you trying to write your life story? Are you, I have questions. Press 1. So, with that being said, Contessa, I'm trying to get that whipped kid look off my face. So when you talk about, girl, I'm gonna have to. I will post that picture on social media, guys, so y'all can see my current face right now. When we talk about turning it into a business, if you could talk a little bit about the business side. I know you kind of hit on some tips of that. If I said, okay, Contessa, I want to do a book that brings in the ducats, you would say?
I would say, well, let me know what type of story you want to write. And then there's some research that we would do. We would go to Amazon and we would see what some of the top books are. And then once we discover what the top books are, we're going to look at them and figure out what did those books miss. And your job is to write about whatever those books missed. And that's how you write a bestseller.
I'm trying to get out the corner, but you keep putting me back there. But I love that.
Everybody loves these books, but they missed a couple things. If you write a book talking about what that book missed and then market that book the same way they market their books, guess who else's book is going to be number one?
Me. With my hands up.
Yes, yours. You know, and so that's a way that you can make money writing books. Another way is to write more books. People who are making money on Amazon just don't have one book. They have several books. They are professional writers. They write. That's what they do. There are other ways that you can make money from your book. You can start a speaking career. You can create products, digital products. You can create an academy, a membership site, a school. There are so many different things that you can do just from your book. So say, for instance, that you wrote a book on raising kids. Okay, so you wrote a book about big and raising kids. So then you decide, well, I'm going to start off by doing virtual speaking. And so you're doing Facebook Lives, you're doing your Periscopes, and then you decide to have a Facebook group. And then from there, you decided to actually get paid to start speaking. And so now you're actually doing live events, and now you're doing workshops, and now you're doing trainings, and now you're speaking at different mom groups, and now you got a couple articles, and now you decided to do digital workshops. You created some courses that people can download, and they can learn how to be this great and wonderful mom and take care of their kids. That's how you make money. That's how you do. Now you have a mom academy.
Yes.
Have hundreds of moms in your academy learning how to be this amazing mom. And now you don't have to do anything because your business is running by itself.
And then you could hire a nanny.
Yes, we're on the beach chilling. So now watching the kids because you got Mom Academy.
Right. Look, I did that check off, accomplished it. Now I can hire a nanny because I'm done with Best Mom series. Somebody out there have and there can never be enough mom books. Like if you think about, just for instance, because this is for somebody that's listening. Somebody has a mom book in them, you know. So, you know, how to be a mom and still look like you're not a mom. That's a book idea. You know, how to be a mom and still know how to put on your makeup, how to hold a baby in one hand. You know, like it's so many.
Baby won't stick other. Get it.
Right.
You know, you can absolutely write a book like that because you know why? Because nobody can write your book in your voice the way that you will do it. So it doesn't matter if there's 1,000 books out there just like that, but your book's not out there. Your book is going to be different than all the other books. Do you think I'm the only writing coach? Absolutely not. But the people who are attracted to me like me. So they come to me. So it doesn't matter.
And what's not to love?
Oh,
you put me in the corner, and then you coax me back with candy.
Yes,
you know.
I just so I have to thank you, but I still love you.
and I could see that, and I love everything you said because I know, and I read a quote somewhere, I can't remember it, but a lot of people grew up hurt. a lot of people in relationships
Yes.
that's hurt or happy.
Yes.
You know, but it's something, your experience in life is different from the next person. So I think that we all sort of have almost like a job to write about it. I think we're all supposed to leave that legacy because the book will outlive you.
Yes, it will. My book, after I am gone, my books will still be there with my name on it. No one can take that away from me ever. I will die being a best-selling author.
That's where you drop the mic.
Without nothing else, I will be a best-selling author after I'm gone. You can too.
I love that you said that, because a lot of people talk about, I want to leave a legacy. I want people to know I was here. And a lot of times they think, okay, I got to start a Bill Gates foundation, $1 million foundation, or this. If you write, we'll know you're here. Your kids, your grandkids, generations after you will know you're here. So that is one way to leave a legacy.
A legacy. It is. And, you know, again, when I wrote that for my very first book, The One in 3 Days, it wasn't a 100-page book. My book has like 20-some pages in it. But I have my book is about me being a young mom having a son with autism. And when moms with autism read my book, I get messages all the time, thank you. Because you said things that other books would never say. And I didn't want to feel like I was a bad mom or that I was the only one that felt this way. I was the only one frustrated. I'm the only one mad at God. Whatever it is, they said thank you because I said it. That little book changed lives.
That's powerful. That's powerful. So when we get into, because you know that when we get on the couch and talk with Contessa, that time starts to, like, it starts going so fast. But I know, it's like, really, you know, any other time the clock goes by slow. But I am going to, I have so many notes, guys. I'm telling you, it's ridiculous. Okay, so 3 tips for women or men, whoever's listening, that want to get into the business of writing.
Number 1, be absolutely sure that you are ready to write your book. Number 2, get a writing partner, a writing buddy, or a coach to help you along the way, because somewhere along that path, something is going to try to come and stop you, whether it be an emotion, a feeling, a friend, a relative that's going to tell you, you know, you shouldn't write that, right? So make sure that you have your support system. Number 3, keep writing. Keep writing, keep writing. Don't edit, don't go back. Don't let people read it and give you their opinion. Just keep writing to the end. And you know when you're done. Put that pen down, walk away, and then read it over again and cross out everything that you don't want people to know.
Wow.
Those are my 3 things I'm going to tell you. And then hire a professional.
Definitely. Definitely. Especially I can see that, especially when it comes to the accountability part, because I know people that are in the midst of writing, including myself, and I won't do it daily, and I know I should, and it's random, it's not scheduled. I know earlier you mentioned about, 30 minutes either when you get up or when you before you go to bed, stay up later. But would you recommend like a scheduled time, like 2:00 every day? I'm writing from 2 to 2:30.
I do.
I do.
Okay. Put it in schedule. put it in your calendar, put it in there like you would your doctor's appointments, and keep that appointment. So if your writing time is 5:30 a.m., put that in your calendar and make sure you're up at 5:30. Or if you're so busy that you can only write during your lunchtime, then put it in there from 12:30 to 1:30, I'm writing, so that you will actually do it. And, you know, and if say, for instance, if I'm your accountability partner, or if I'm your writing coach, I'm going to ask you, so how did you write this week? How many words did you write? How many times did you write? I'm going to hold you accountable. I ask for your schedules. And if you can
put
only
you
write,
in the corner.
yeah, if you can only write every other day, then you better write every other day. So whatever schedule is going to be, stick with it no matter what. If you can only write Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, then write every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But do not sit down and say, I'm going to write for 2 hours if you've never written for 2 hours before in your life. Writing is a muscle. Have you ever been to the gym, decided to work out, and you worked out so hard for 3 hours, and then for the rest of the week you couldn't move? The same thing will happen if you write. You will burn yourself out the first day of writing and be like, I don't want to do this no more. Don't do that to yourself.
I'm laughing for several reasons. I'm laughing because I'm on this whole this gym thing. I've been going to the gym and I've been going hard. I got time so I'm going hard at the gym. Okay. And then when you said about, you know, if you never wrote for 2 hours in your life, don't say, okay, I'm going to do it. Because I've done that. And I'm going to tell you, this is how I broke it down. Okay, Valencia, you type 75 words a minute. So I'm doing the math, 75 words a minute to 60 minutes. Okay, I ought to have a 1,000-page book done by the end of the week. And
how that worked out for you?
Contessa, look.
I'm here.
We're not gonna discuss my situation.
I know people who have done that, but that's not how real writing works. It isn't. You're really writing. You thoughts come, you imagine, and you go back places, and you might pause for a minute. You might have to deal with these things, and so you're not constantly writing for that entire time. You might have to go get something to drink. You might have to go to the bathroom. Like, all these things can happen, and so no, that's not the correct way to do that.
Like I said, guys, Contessa been putting me in the corner all show, but I'm glad. See, that was that sci-fi scientific part of Valencia's writing. I'm so serious, guys. I had the calculator out and everything.
This is a creative process. Creative. That's not how you do creativity. Girl, I'm going to laugh at you all night.
But, hey, I want, because I promise,
this was somebody free.
Right. Because it makes sense. And sometimes stuff will make sense to us, but really don't make sense. That, what I just said, like you said, somebody, you're free. You're free. That's not how you write, okay? Guys, at least you learn from me being honest, because it made sense. It didn't get done, so we're going to go on with the next question. So Contessa, I know you're going to laugh at me all night. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so what do you have going on now? What's next? What's going on in the world of Contessa right now?
Girl, it's more like what isn't going on. Okay, so a couple things have gone on. For those of you who don't know, I was on TV. I was on TD Jakes. And so I'm actually launching this huge campaign for media visibility. So my goal is to get on as much TV and as much radio as I can for the next 3 months. So I got that going on. My erotica anthology, That should be out. They are in the process of writing right now, and they're going to be writing for another 2 weeks and then editing. So probably within the next 6 weeks, that's going to be out.
A lot of pen names with that, I'm sure.
A lot of pen names. A couple of conferences that I'm doing. I'm looking at doing my own retreat. Seriously, I am doing so much, but the best way to keep up with what Contessa is doing is to hook up with me on Facebook, because I tell it all.
Yes, guys. Yes, I'm hashtag confirmation. Amen. On if you are not connected with Contessa on social media, I don't know what you're doing. You need to connect. I love her, guys, because she'll post things to make you think. She'll post things to be like, do I need to inbox her? She every bit of who she is. That's why I love her, and I'm glad she's part of the family. Every bit of what she's given you guys, and she's very, very helpful, very responsive, and she's real. She's real.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know how to hook up with you. So how can they find you on Facebook, social media, website?
If you Google Contessa Louise Cooper, you will find me. I am the only one. And my name is the same on all social media, all over Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, what else? Twitter. My website is Contessa Louise. You can find me. I am very accessible. And when you ask questions, when you contact me, I am available. I make myself available because my job is to give you as much information because I want you to be successful in every way possible.
Yay. I thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And thank you. It's been a truly interesting, great, disciplinary, I've been told, hour. Guys, if you are following the show on Facebook, Contessa's information will be there. Also, in the show notes, if you're listening online to Blog Talk Radio, you could click her name. It'll take you directly to where she is. And and if you are still looking for her, like she said, you can Google her.
I am Googleable.
You're Google. I'm not even. You know what? Words aren't cooperating today. So
go ahead. Say entrepreneur one more time for me.
No, I'm not gonna be entrepreneur. It's been a great show. Contessa, I love you. I can't wait to have you back on. Thank you so much for being part of Define You Radio. You are the awesome of the awesome. And guys, I've been taking notes, so I know the math is not going to work, so I'm going to do something else. My book will get published before 2017 ends.
Yes.
the book of Valencia, or it might use a pen name, depends on how gritty it gets. So I'm trying to save lives. So with that being said, guys, y'all know I end the show with a great quote. This one comes from the man on your money. Wait, isn't Benjamin Franklin on money? I'm pretty sure he is.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He is.
Okay, so it makes sense. Okay, so the man on your money, this is his quote, Benjamin Franklin. Either write something worth reading or do something worth writing. You never know. You may inspire somebody to write about you and you'll still be Googleable. With that being said, guys, class is officially over. Pens and papers down. Make sure you connect with me and the show at valenciagwallace.com. And remember, only you can define you. I'll see you guys next week. Same time, same place. Have a great week, guys. And write your story. Bye. Thanks, Contessa.
Bye-bye.
When we go out to eat, we never agree on where to go.
I want burgers. Pizza.
Tacos it is.
The one thing we do agree on is we all want unlimited high-speed data. That's why we switched to Metro PCS.
Stop by Metro PCS with the whole family and get 4 lines with unlimited LTE data for just $100, period. Metro PCS. Wireless. Figured out.
Coverage not available in some areas. Offers require port and of number not currently active on T-Mobile network. During congestion, the fraction of customers using more than 35 gigs per month may notice reduced speeds. Video streams at up to 40p. No tethering. See store for details and terms and conditions.
When we go out to eat, we never agree on where to go.
I want burgers. Pizza.
Tacos it is.
The one thing we do agree on is we all want unlimited high-speed data. That's why we switched to Metro PCS.
Stop by Metro PCS with the whole family and get 4 lines with unlimited LTE data for just $100, period. Metro PCS. Wireless. Figured out.
Coverage not available in some areas. Offers require port and of number not currently active on T-Mobile network. During congestion, the fraction of customers using more than 35 gigs per month may notice reduced speeds. Video streams at up to 40p. No tethering. See store for details and terms and conditions.